Right now, tens of thousands of CS graduates are looking at an empty inbox. They're feeling trapped in the collapse of the entry-level tech market. The golden blueprint you were sold, get a degree, memorize some algorithms, and then get a cushy job in a big IT firm, yeah, that's dead. During the recent placement cycles, between 25 to 39% of students in IIT Delhi and IIT Bombay could not get placed. Mass IT service giants have slashed fresher intake by 52% in the past 4 years. But the real crisis is actually the reason that they stopped hiring. See, they are trying to figure out if they can eliminate the junior developer forever. And stuck in the middle of all of this is you. Okay, now here's something I think we can all agree on. A lot of India's IT tech force has actually been part of the global outsourcing ecosystem. It's where huge companies need a lot of people to pull off a project. So companies like Wipro, they take that contract and provide those developers. Internally, these companies like Wipro, they have a bench model. Companies would hire like thousands of employees, teach them basic syntax related stuff, and then show them to these big enterprises to win the numbers deal. They are basically trying to win these enterprise contracts where they can provide the developers. But up until recently, many people hired by Wipro were just sitting on the bench. That means they did not have a project actively, but they were still with Wipro, waiting to be put on a project. And these large companies had it this way by design, and they were like super tolerant of it. But if you see, there is a massive 52.6% reduction in the hiring volume of freshers. To defend their margins, giants like Wipro have pushed up their utilization rates to 83.5%. What's that, you may ask? It's the number of people not on the bench. Lesser people on the bench, leaner companies, fewer people with a job. This utilization rate, this is a record high. Because generative AI has increased the speed that people can work on to a 40%, companies don't need that many people anymore. Okay, but what about the top tier colleges? Certainly they are not facing this issue, right? Wrong. The traditional safety net from these big colleges is completely gone. In the 2024-2025 season, IIT Delhi reported that 39% of its registered candidates went unplaced. IIT Bombay hovers around 25% to 36% children who went unplaced. Even at BITS Pilani, early placement data shows that 45% students did not get a job in the first semester of their placement year. Think about it. The top colleges in India, getting into which is kind of a lottery in itself, a third to half of their students are struggling to even get a job. Something like this can shake anyone to the core. And if you think a signed letter of intent means you are safe, think again. Freshers who did secure offers have faced an agonizing delay in their onboarding from anywhere from 12 to 24 months. The problem became so severe that all IIT placement cells, they had to give an ultimatum to these companies. Either honor their recruitment offers or they will face a permanent ban from these colleges. Okay, so students are clearly getting the short stick. But what's going on in the companies that are controlling all of this? If you listen to tech executives, you get two completely contradictory stories. On one side, Jensen, Huang, the CEO of Nvidia, says that programming is completely dead. Natural language is the new programming language, and now everybody is basically a programmer. But here's the question, if coding is dead, why is Nvidia internally expanding its own engineering teams? Why do they keep running highly structured pipelines like their own external talent hiring program? Similarly, VCs like Vinod Khosla say that AI will automate 80% of software engineering tasks by 2030. He says that humans cause friction in the loop. The world belongs to autonomous agents. But here's the other side of the story. Even companies don't have it easy. They are directly running into a brick wall of issues. Satya, the CEO of Microsoft, issued an enterprise warning, noting that token capital is scaled by human capital. And then there is the economics of it. A June 2026 Gartner study by Nitish Tyagi reported that by 2028, running heavy autonomous agents will cost anywhere between $2,000 to $5,000 per employee. That's the cost of the tokens. Running these AI agents is literally becoming more expensive than the employees that AI is trying to replace. Tech companies are just realizing that AI-generated code isn't free. This brings us to a macroeconomic ticking time bomb that economists call hysteresis.
Hysteresis is essentially a type of path dependence. Events today can have lasting effects on outcomes in the future.
See, by freezing hiring from 2023 to 2026, the tech industry has broken its internal talent escalator. Right now, job boards only seem to have jobs for people with 5 to 8 years of experience. But think about what happens 5 years from now. When the current crop of senior architects retire or move into management, who will take their place? There will be a vacuum of mid-level engineers who can do the stuff that present-day senior engineers are able to do. You get an institution-wide memory loss. See, the companies have optimized for the next quarter, but have they optimized for the long run? So this brings us to the million-dollar question. How do you beat the system? How do you protect yourself from this collapse? Before we start discussing solutions, I want to make something very clear. There are more people who want to get into jobs than there are jobs available. No matter how you look at it, people will be left without jobs. What we can discuss is how you can be one of those people who does get a job, or if you don't get a job, what can you do? First, let's talk about how you can get a job. So, your first area where you can get a job is actually created by AI itself. See, code in the era of AI is not that high quality. AI is objectively not as good as senior engineers. So, engineers are using AI to push code at a much higher velocity, but with that, the quality has reduced. All of this will eventually come back. Frequent breaches, unmaintainable code, or some or the other form of tech debt will appear. We will soon need engineers who can deal with all of this mess, who can create order out of all the chaos that has been created in this early era of AI. There are literally job postings right now who need people to be experts in the area of how to handle the things that an AI outputs. So my first advice is that yes, you can look in these areas. Jobs for things like AI, trust, risk, security, and management have been on the rise. These jobs are literally going up. So the first solution is that you can try to get into one of these jobs. Second, let's say you have figured out which job you want to get into, but there are so many others trying to get in. How will you become the person who gets in? Well, there are three options. One, referral from an HR or a direct conversation. See, in the end, when you submit your resume, it will reach an HR. An HR person is going to decide whether you are a correct fit for the job or not, and then they will take your candidature further. If you are able to get in touch with a recruiter directly, or if a recruiter has reached out to you directly, that is the best situation you can be in. It's jackpot. The second option is, if you can't get a conversation directly with a person from HR, you could get a referral from someone that you know in tech in that company. This could be your college alumni, this could be your family members, this could be your friends, seniors that you know. It's a little bit worse than talking to an HR directly, but it's still a lot better than the third option that we are going to talk about. And this brings us to the third and probably the worst option out there, which is to apply directly to a job. Applying on job boards, applying on LinkedIn, applying with cold emails. Yeah. See, the thing is, it's not just you. It's you versus 10,000 other people, and there is literally no way to distinguish yourself because you don't have experience yet. It's literally nothing better than winning the lottery. Here is where you basically end up in that pile of thousands of resumes that the HR will basically never open. I'm not saying the system can never work, but it is nothing short of winning the lottery. And now let's discuss what to do if all else fails. You tried everything, you did your best, but you still couldn't land a job. I want to leave you with a glimmer of hope here. This entire change is very, very new. Think of it like a storm, right? Things feel really bad right now, but trust me, the storm will pass. I know this sounds like overly optimistic talk, but it's not. You have to believe that this is not a permanent stalemate. The issue that you are facing will not last forever. So if you were not able to get a job yet, your only focus should be to survive and be in the best position you can be, so that when an opportunity arrives, you can grab it. If you can afford it, maybe get another degree. If you have wanted to try something else, maybe like a YouTube channel, or maybe trying your own company, no better time than this. But if your dream has been to get into these tech companies and land a job there, then my advice is to try to stay as ready as possible. Study and stay ready for when the opportunity appears. Trust me, it will.